All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Special edition of Music Alive going down today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. We got some very special guests. While we had the one and only Steve Watts from Dot Zero drop by earlier, now we have the pleasure of having the one and only Jorge Rivera. George Rivera is in the studio. What's going on, George? How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing
Hey,
great.
say hello to everyone out there, man. We got a
Hello,
bunch of
everyone.
listeners. Italy's on with us, and of course Brazil, and much, much more. And as always, to my left, of whether you're watching us on the video stream we got going here, the man of the hour, 41 plus years in the promotion business, Mr. Henry Archuleta is with me.
And DJ Jesse, I just love sitting next to you because you give me all this youthful feel. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, you give me a Dixie cup and I just pour all kinds of love and music into it off of your show and I feed it to everybody.
That's what we do.
I'm talking about you are the man. You are the prodigy of Denver. Still in your diapers, though. Is that true?
That's true.
And I'm still in diapers too, but
Yeah,
mine are
but
called
for a
Depends.
different reason. Yeah.
So welcome to KUHSdenver.com here in Denver, Colorado. Beautiful day. It depends on how long you've lived here. If you lived here a long time, it's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
It's
Yes.
a beautiful day. It'll be. And here's the weather for tomorrow. For in case you don't know what it's going to be like, it's going to be like 80 degrees, starting to clear out by noon, and then going down to 30 below zero. So you make sure and dress warm. Don't
Everything
forget.
in between. Yeah.
Mhm. And tonight's going to be sizzling hot. You know that's right, because DJ Jess is going to be at the fabulous concert that you've been waiting for. That's the Sheila E., Jeffrey Osborne, and Evelyn Champagne King.
And
Ooh, you bet.
Yep.
The First Lady of Soul. And she is
the First Lady of Denver as well, Miss Mary Louise Lee.
That's right,
there,
DJ
man.
Jesse. Yeah, he got to do a live interview with Evelyn Champagne King, and so we've got a lot of things that we're throwing at you, and we're going to start off with Jorge Rivera. Man, we go back a long ways. Me and George have, we've, now we're real, we got a lot of chrome on our head now.
50 Shades of Grey.
Well, oh, that hurt, Jesse. That hurt.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but they're all going that way. They just
yeah. So Jorge, talk about all your. We're going to go down your musical journey. We're going to talk about how we met. Of course, we met a long time ago when you started with a great band that I heard about named Nubia. They told me, come on down. You invited me down. Let's tell everybody the story of when that happened and how your musical journey started.
Well, and I give you 100% of the credit really for putting us on a concert stage just from that first viewing. Yeah, he did. He came down. We were doing a bedroom thing, kind of. I didn't have a studio. So we had all the amps around the closets and stuff. And Henry, and he comes in there and he says, yeah, man, we're doing this food drive concert over at Barnum. He put you guys on that stage. And from then, we never looked back.
And I remember that food drive concert.
Was that the one where the police got involved?
Yeah, the
they didn't appreciate the loud music, and
it was we had a couple of thousand, maybe 3,000-4,000 people there, and they issued us. They said we didn't have a permit, yet they issued us a permit. That was just really ironic. They let us open up the electrical components of the center there, so we can get some juice to the bands, and we set it up and. It was just a day of fun, filled frolic and music all day long. And that's where a lot of things started with the Nubia band, and George is part of it. Let's take it from there, George.
So, from there, it just went on and on. You guys had if you look at all your posters and a lot of things that go back to all those food drives and concerts that we did.
That was all in the
Archuleta promotion.
Yeah.
Archuleta promotion. They were all over the place.
They all had concept. The concepts were a food drive concert, all day music. Yeah, every concert had a concept, and then we staged all the good bands in Denver, and they were all good. They were, out of the bedrooms, like you said. You came out of a bedroom, you came out of a basement, out of the garage. I mean, some of these bands didn't even have anything to hardly jam on, but the quality of the musician was there. Go ahead, George, take it from there.
Well, no, and it's been an experience, playing in the Denver market again because I've been in and out. I was in California for a while, Arizona, and then I'm
Oh, we
back
got
here.
some people going out to Arizona right now. If they're
Oh yeah.
listening in, right?
Oh, they're listening, all right.
Oh, if you're listening in, he was in Arizona too. Everybody's gone to Arizona. What is with this Arizona thing?
It's the weather.
Yeah, Lenny goes to Arizona. You go to Arizona. George, I'm the only one who hasn't gone there.
And I lived there like about half of my life actually, and it was great because I have a lot of relatives there. Hello, amigos.
Oh yeah, they're listening.
And shout out to my little homie at home, Serge. He's gonna be a trumpet player, promoter. I gotta give him a shout out. Anyway, so it started with our affiliation, and then it went on and on, and
And
over the years.
we stood in touch with each other for quite some time. And there was one gig that we always worked with all the colleges, the UMC ballrooms and all
Oh yeah,
the program council out there. Would bring big names to the
Cool in the Gang.
yeah, Cool in the Gang up north in Greeley.
Right.
You got to tell us about that experience, because when we brought Cool in the Gang up there, you were opening up for them, and that you guys were just on your best game at that point. You had Philip up front singing,
Right.
good-looking guy. I mean, drew all the chicks and had a voice that had to be reckoned with. It was just you guys were outstanding. Tell us about that event.
Well, we had everything, at that concert, and it was amazing. We look up at this concert, and I tell you, there was, I think, Kool and the Gang at that time had like 16 people on stage.
Yeah, they got a horn section that would blow you out the door, and they
Two
did.
basses, two drummers,
Two
my God.
keyboardists, yeah.
Yeah, background vocals, horn section, two guitar players. Oh, they were just huge. And then we get up there with our little 6-piece, right? And compete
But you
with
guys
these
were tight.
Oh, yeah,
That's why
yeah.
you were on the bill. That's why you drew out there.
It was great to meet these guys because they were very supportive. The original concept that I kept trying to feed these guys, that was all. That was my whole life. He says, okay. And the thing about it was they would let me be creative with my lead work. In other words, we would learn a Santana song and they didn't care. As long as I kept the intensity of what the song was, I could play whatever I wanted. And so that over time, I created this sound that we do all the time.
It was a great Latino sound, something that the Denver market needed really bad. You were putting out some beautiful sound, like I said. Even though you were six, the 6-piece group up on that big PA, because the PA we'd always bring.
Oh,
big,
yeah.
We would not
Yeah.
half step on our PA system. We knew that
No.
the sound, and we would make sure mic everything so that way you had a good thumping sound. So you were no joke. I mean, you guys opened
Well,
up.
by
You sounded
then-
great.
Oh, by then, I think we had done several concerts, so this was not, though it was great, the associations was what we wanted, say, oh, hey, you open with Cool. Well, I've opened with, of all people, Ted Nugent, if you want to go there as a rock player, which, by the way, that's what I'm doing now. I'm not doing a lot of Latin, although everybody that hears me says, oh, that sounds like the old Nubia, because you never shake that
You
image.
have that Latin look to you too. You walked
Who
in.
does you said? Who does he
I
look
said,
like?
man, he looks like he belongs in Malo or something. He looked like Arcelio
Did
Garcia.
a concert with
Yeah.
those guys.
See?
I think every band in town has did a concert with Tierra, Malo.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
And but it's been a great association with all the players. I think one respect that I get right now that I truly love is that I can go out and probably pick some of the best players. So, and all my ex-players are out there playing.
Mhm.
They're still playing.
Let's pick a song from back in the day. You brought us some really nice music in here, and there's one featuring your group. Is that the one you wanted to start out with? Which one is it out of that?
Yeah, well, the first one is our attempt at a Latin just a Latin thing with guitar and stuff in it. So it's called Latin Funk.
So this is featuring Latin funk, Nubia.
Nubia, yeah.
What was the year that this was created?
I think this was 80, 81. Maybe.
So we're stepping back into the 80s, but listen to this jam, and you get an idea what it sounds like. This is really nice stuff.
Been messing with me all day, bro.
I know. I was waiting there. I was just, okay, get it.
So just to let you know, you're listening to KUHS Radio TV here in Denver, Colorado. We've got two, am I right? Mr. Jorge Rivera. So if you can't catch this now while we're streaming it live, you can catch it later on. We are going to put it up. It's going to record it, put it up on our website. You can watch it there through Ustream. And if you can't catch it there, you can catch it on Facebook or YouTube. So we capture it everywhere. So, Mr. Jorge Rivera, and you're hearing it now.
A little bit of Latin funk for you on this Saturday afternoon.
The 80s.
Sounds right.
Should have been born
I should have been born in the 50s, bro.
the 80s. That's really cool.
Yeah, this is one of the first things we did studio.
That sounds great, Stu.
Isn't that crazy? Why should we recreate this, bring out a good band, and let's get after it? Jorge? And right now we're listening to a horse, a really nice sound. Of, what you call this, the Nubia band.
Right.
It has a
Latin
flavor of
funk,
feel.
all right,
Yeah,
yeah.
the feel and the flavor of the Azteca Malo sounds from back in the day. But this is not their California sound. This is the Denver sound. Nubia, George Rivera.
That's everything on tenor. More than tenor.
Ernie?
My brother Ernie.
Your brother?
No, it's the
Oh, his brother.
Yeah. He's with Brick City.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we played folk for us. We got all the way up to like an 8-piece. We had that all Earth and Fire
Oh,
sound.
yeah. Good horn section.
Rudy and Ernie played one.
A little Latin funk for your Saturday afternoon. How'd you like that? Ernie, I almost called you Ernie.
That's
See,
okay.
we're talking about
I
Ernie.
can
You
pass
know?
for both. I mean, isn't that right, Rosalie?
And Sam here are going to carry on. With
Did you say Sawaya? Get Sawaya on the phone.
Okay,
So
so
we'll call Sawaya.
Ernie was doing, when I said the reason he was on Ernie, we were talking about my brother. He does the horn on this cut. I do the guitar part. And so, we've grown with that sound now. A little later on, hopefully we'll do something we're doing current. And it kind of really gotten that jazzy sort of Latin sound to it now.
You know what, George? Just for the interaction that we were having right here with Jesse, let's clarify something for him because when he said Ernie, he thought my brother. So let's go over all the band members and tell everybody who he is and who everybody is and who they're playing with now because Jesse has seen some of these groups out and about and he'll figure out who's who and he'll say,
aside from Phil, who I don't know what it would take to get him back into the swing, but aside from him, Ernie's playing with a band called Brick City.
And what does he play?
He plays horn.
Okay.
He's also a bass player on this song, so he's doing dual job on that. He's been our bass player forever. But he's playing horn with Rudy now. And those two guys were in the band we had back. You remember the old Cleopatra's Den that was over on Santa Fe? Used to do after hours.
Yeah.
So we were doing
From 2 to 5.
And we used to do the sundown, and then we'd run over there and do
Just to tell Jesse, this is how we roll.
Yeah.
I mean, you go home, go to bed by 11, don't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, bro. I swear.
The next morning.
Especially when the events are
I said
early, bro. I'll go
I
to bed.
said 11 the next morning.
Oh, no.
I didn't say 11 at night.
Bro.
So, Dino, of course, you're...
Dean Aragon? Remember Dino?
Uncle Dino, yeah.
Yeah, so you know Dean. So, he's
Dean
naming him off right here for you.
And currently doing the rock thing with me is my brother Ron Rivera, and Mike Martinez. And Mike, by the way, I gave Henry a CD we did all rock, all original with this guy, and he's doing bass for me. I hear him play guitar. He's just absolutely incredible guitar player. But he said, we got to get out there, and why don't you play guitar and I'll play bass? So he took over the bass, and it's just been going great.
The rest is history, right?
Well,
and so, as
currently,
as you were rolling back in the 80s, 70s, actually the 70s and 80s, you guys had that hot little group. All the groups back then were all, doing like what they're doing nowadays, horn sections. I mean, they were all beefing themselves up with horn sections like Aguila, Jamaica, Nubia. I mean, these were the bands that ruled Denver more or less. I mean, you guys would go around Denver playing all the good gigs, and some of the songs you would pick, and you had the right idea, George, because you went ahead and started cutting your originals that we have here. And this is back from the 80s and some of the 70s.
And to be, to kind of expound on that, once I got into that, I haven't looked back. I think the last 10 years we've not done any club work as per se because of that. We do so much original, and we have a label out of Nashville that's currently publishing some of our music, original things that we send them for release, compilation albums. Those are great for us right now. But we'd like to break out with a real nice. See if I can get Henry to back this up. He'll be the first one. He'll be the first one to get us to open a show, or we were willing to do two-hour shows a night is what we're booking out right now, and it's all original. We do some cover music.
So if you're just chiming in right now on KUHS Denver, you're listening to George Rivera. Jorge Rivera. Yeah, Rivera. Now check it out. We go back a long ways, George. I mean, we've known each other for ages. Just to let Jesse know, Jesse, you should have lived in those days because you would have had the most fun in your life. I'm telling you, we would have ran you ragged.
I swear, I got an old soul. I was there.
You were there.
I was.
In spirit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And some of the events that we did out there at Adams County Fairgrounds, Nubia was part of the action because I always seen Nubia as, when I first met you, George, in the bedroom, you guys made my earring. Any band that made my earring, it's always my right ear. If I can hear a vocalist here in the studio or anywhere, it makes my earring. You guys, I said, man, this band's going to go a long ways. And you did.
Yeah, we did.
You guys took it a long ways. You guys would play some really nice events. And after you do our events, you'd get booked out to go do some other big events. That was great. We'd go follow you around.
It was really something that we were one of the guys to start setting a door value on the band, saying if you want to see them, you're going to pay.
That's right. Because how much, time and investment that you had into the Nubia band was really, you guys would put some time into it. And everybody that would come to play with you guys, sometimes it'd give you crap, George, but you'd set them straight by letting them know this is the way it's going to be and we're going to get there.
Well, and playing original, though, is the thing that I preach. I've had some students, I was teaching guitar for a while. And the one thing that I studied going to school was as long as you have a creative vein in you, you must, somewhere along the line, exploit that as a musician. Because if you don't, weekend jockeys, we can all be that. But to be truly writing stuff, you have to have faith in it.
Just like Jesse, he always runs around with his Pixie cup. And I'm not sure why he wants everybody to feel full of love and music, but he does. It's cool. Now, George, what is the next song we're going to hear? We've got to hear some of your music. Everybody's itching to hear this music.
Okay, we're going to try a slow thing that Philip sang. We're finally going to get. It's called The Love I Have for You, and that was written by Phil and I for the band way back when we were doing the concert. We'd always try to do a new song for every concert that we did.
I remember that. That's why I loved having you guys on the bill.
So this was a song called The Love I Have for You. It's a real classic. Everybody loves it.
It's another original, huh?
Yes.
There you have it right here by Nubia on KUHS Denver. Check it out. It's a good one.
And I remember this from way back in the day, and they would play this song. Every chick in the house would kind of like migrate up toward Phil when he would sing this song. It was just great.
Well, like you say, with Philip singing this, you'll hear it.
The panties come off.
It was a panty dropper.
Panties come off.
Love I for you will last forever 'cause it's true. So baby, let me love you till the early morning light.
You know who was a big influence on me then? Was Maldonado and the salsa stuff. He taught me a lot of this sound.
With
Our salsito, and
Yeah.
we were playing up at the Bonita.
with the salsa.
Louis Maldonado, yeah.
Louis Maldonado was an excellent.
God rest his soul.
Love I have for you will last forever.
Sao Paulo, Canada.
The love I have for you will last forever. It's true.
Coming in
Like I
now.
said, there's a lot of
Always thinking
like Rico Gomez was
that
down
my
there.
love
Yeah,
is just beginning.
people that are all-
Darling, if you leave me, I
So if you're
will
just tuning in,
never say
www.kuhsdenver.com, Nubia, featuring Philip on lead vocals. An older song, back in the, I would say, what, the 80s or 70s? 80s or 70s?
This was pretty much late 70s.
Late 70s, early 80s, right?
Early 80s, right? We did a lot of our touring with some of this music, you know.
What do you think of this?
I think it's great.
Isn't this nice? So,
It sounds like it has that Latin flavor.
there's a lot
we're all
of
used to.
yeah, there's a lot of promoters in town. I won't name them, but they want to do this kind of thing, but with their concept and what they're trying to do, they're not actually giving to the artist to bring this out. You need to really confer with the artist and really start to finish goals and
Go
objectives.
with them all the way, yeah.
Absolutely. That was, you know, and again, you as a promoter were never a hindrance. As a matter of fact, you were always very much in vogue with that doing new stuff, you know.
Well, that's why we're talking about new stuff.
I'm gonna bring him back.
DJ
Yes,
Jesse.
I'll bring him back out of retirement. Well, you
DJ
never
Jesse.
really retired.
No, I never retired.
You've never been gone, but
George knows about it.
you know, it all starts tomorrow. He's gonna MC Dot Cell's CD release party.
You make sure to be there.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I'm gonna have the new
Spotlight.
stuff there. DJ Jess, he's gonna attract them all there. Watch, like flies. Honey, like flies.
Let's do it. Let's go ahead and go back to the audio.
Now that's what you call a throwback by Nubia.
No doubt.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, George, this is gonna go up on our streamer all night, so we can spread it around the world. Because, like I told you earlier in our conversation when you were here, I can't put this on just standard, like if we're a standard radio show, drive time, prime time. That doesn't fit with this kind of world domination kind of thing,
Right.
Earthwide. And we're sponsoring Earthwide transition now is what we're doing. And so if we put it on the all-night streamer, people around the world, like in 8 hours away in Ireland, or you're looking at 16 hours away in Japan, or 18 hours away in in down under in Australia, they're going to hear you. So you don't know if this, I don't know if you heard, but there was this other group that we had, and it was a rock group, and they just somebody found their music, and they found it in Chicago, and it was at a yard sale, and their name is Medusa. And they made him come out of retirement. Now they got him on tour, and this is an older couple, but man, they're kicking hard. It's all the remake of all their old music, and they're kicking hard. And then we had him in our studio because I know him pretty well, just like I know you, George. And it's incredible to see what has happened to them. And I would probably throw that out at you too. Maybe try to get this music. All we got to do is just throw it out there, and all you got to do is just get it, refine it. You remember we brought Sun to town? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Jesse got the remake. They remade some of their music.
They're called Sun Millennium now too.
And it's some of the old stuff again, just like they used to have, except they
Yeah, I finally got real, after all these years, and then I went out again. I'm coming out, as it were. I've been doing a
not
lot
out of the closet.
No. Yeah, I'm coming out of the video closet, as it were, because I was locked up for about 3 years just doing video work, and I was really, really liking that. To see yourself constantly on video is it's amazing. It really is. What you can do as a creative individual. And so I created a character, Henry.
And what the name of it
That
is?
is the intellectual Mexican. Yes. And so, and this guy, talks a little bit about like me being brought up in the West Side, when way back when there was outhouses, right? And no paved streets and like that. So I said, well, we used to have like the local, what would you call him, car dealer, and he was like a guy down the street that was selling cars out of his backyard, right? So we had one, and his name was Don Chueco.
Don Chueco.
Yeah, and he had two kids. One was called Eileen, and one was called Not Even.
Ándale, pues,
Yeah.
can I date her?
When nobody
It won't
would,
be a crooked life.
Not even.
so nobody would ever admit they bought a car from Don Chueco. You see a guy, one of your buds are driving down with the dingle balls and all that, and he go, hey, you just got a car from Don Chueco. He go to everybody and go, not even.
Not
Oh, you
even.
got her from his kids.
Hey, Jesse,
Hey.
pass me that. Hey,
Uh,
Jesse, I'm gonna be doing this on the radio.
Hey,
Dude.
tomorrow,
It's
man.
420.
At 420, and
It's
George, and you know George is
I'm
ready for
ready,
it. He's
man.
ready for
I
it.
bought me a new bong and everything. I'm
That's
getting
gonna be
ready.
good.
It's funny how we can talk about this openly.
I know.
Thank God for internet radio and for KUHS, huh?
And you know what? We're being heard. Big shout out to Houston. I seen one from Atlanta,
North
Georgia.
Las Vegas.
You know where Atlanta could be coming from? That may be Miss Cheryl Renee. If
yeah.
you're listening, big shout out to you, lady. We're going to be really throwing down for you.
Mhm.
We're going to make sure that all over, because you're traveling all over Colorado, so standard radio can't reach where we can reach. So we're going to really throw it out for you. You wouldn't even let me get started. You said, wait, Henry, I'll cut the commercial. so
So I
big shout
say-
out to everybody.
But so, getting back to that one thing about doing that, because I was doing a lot of videos,
Uh-huh.
and then they would ask this, this guy some questions, like how he became an intellectual, yada yada. So, and it's a pretty long routine, We really started to enjoy doing comedy, That's always been a kind of a
And where
Yeah,
can we
just
find
like
it?
that.
Where can we see
yeah,
it?
no, exactly right. And those were kind of things we were working, but the music thing just had me up to here. And right now, the band that I've created is called Riverax.
Wow.
Rivera
about
with
that?
axe on the end, but it's called Riverax. And,
River Axe.
and we're doing things like, Back Streets of My Mind.
And so
taking my mind down
what
the
song
line.
are we going to get to hear
Now
right
this line here, this one here, we've got two particular things. It's what's on your mind. What I consider sort of a jazzy Santana sound, and a lot of artists on this one too, like Michael, like Ernie, and like Ronnie, like I think they might have Kenny, and a guy named I'll have to think of his name. He's gonna kill me, but
now? Big shout out to,
yeah,
Dude,
but
can't remember your name.
Oh,
or
okay,
I think he's going to kill me.
yeah,
Big shout out to I think he's going to kill me.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
So if you're
text my
listening
brother.
out there in Spain, Germany, Honduras, Poland, from the United States, Malaysia, we want to say this is Nubia. No, what
Well, this is a more current sound. It's
of the Nubia sound
Of the Nubia.
of the
created
the
Nubia creation. with
Rivera
George
Axe.
Rivera.
Rivera.
Rivera Axe.
Let's hear it.
River Axe.
What's on your mind?
Now what's the difference?
We should tackle Closer.
But I used to dream of being a disc jockey
Oh, yeah?
forever and a day, So ever since I saw Robin Williams I go, to be that creative is just absolutely genius.
I'm not even halfway there yet with it, you know?
This is a song I like. So him and I have been collaborating for like the last 10 years.
Felt bad because I don't know if we drove all the way out there somewhere.
Sure.
Plus, we haven't even laminated any. We only have our personal ones. That's for jazz. We ever never find it. Right, right here. I
This is Lenny from the Lenny Sports Show right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say hello.
Oh, hi. How's everyone?
You can check him out every Monday, Thursday, 12 to 1. Or is it 1 to 2?
12 to
12 to 1.
12 to 1.
That's a pretty long tape too, isn't it? You're not gonna run over here.
6
Okay. Just to give an idea of, the style that we kind of matured into.
So, do you know Justine Rivera?
Yeah. Just my niece.
Is it Chendo?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Justine was my sister-in-law.
All right.
Mario was my
Mario.
brother. Yeah.
Ah, Mario. Yeah, that's a
Family,
small
bro.
Oops.
I got the whole Rivera family.
Yeah.
Jesse's related to
I
everybody.
told you this world's about this big.
What
It
is
is, bro. It is
It's huge.
big, but
No, we're just here. But if you go around the world,
Oh no, I've been. Yeah, I've traveled.
you go to China, you won't find nobody over there, Except I went there one time and they said, "Hey Henry, what are you doing?"
I know. And then my kids stopped having kids because they're afraid because they heard that every fourth kid is going to be China. So they didn't. What's it? Every fourth kid born in the country. The world's going to be
yeah, because when you said Ernie, I put Ernie Rivera, and I remember playing the piano with him back when I was little at Jendo's house.
And really, that CD that I gave him with just us, if you look at it, you see me and Ernie and Ronnie, the three brothers, Marty Singles, and Mike's playing with me, and Ronnie's playing. And we're doing some real crazy, nice rock. Sounds like, maybe give you an idea of the sound that we're getting is a little mixed Leonard Skinner with Grand Funk. And then doing some mixed Latin things, and then we're doing some cover tunes like some Van Morris, because I like that. More of a show, Nice.
Nice.
But I could put that whole band together, but it's always, I'm not going to take you away from a gig to go do it. That don't make sense. I wouldn't do it. Because you're a musician,
Yeah, anymore too. It's not like getting paid back in the day. They want a lot more now.
Well, I've really been
As I
enjoying sitting here with DJ Jess because all his good mojo is rubbing off on me. So you guys know why I'm coming back to life in my.
You told me to get down today, and I got down, right?
Yeah, he got down.
I got down and dirty.
Jesse got down. He's going to be getting down continuously with Music Alive show featuring George Rivera. Johan Rivera.
Uncle George.
Yeah, he's Uncle George to Jesse now. He found out they're got some relationship. And I hope you enjoyed being here on KUHS Denver, listening to our Music Alive show. We keep bringing you the best. Don't forget, we got other people coming in.
Beautiful vocal song. I'll play it. Next time I'll bring you. Because I have our libraries like this, man, and it's like, just to give you an idea what I like people be tripping down the road.
Play it.
So until next week, I hope you've been enjoying what we've been bringing you. Who we got coming in the future? We got Soul School,
Seth Tucker, Tony Price.
Tony Price, Seth Tucker, both of them are in it.
Soul
Said
School.
yes.
Hang out. No, that wasn't Santana. No, that wasn't Clapton. No, it wasn't. Who else? Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Well,
It was Denver's own George Rivera right there.
It
on
was
guitar.
all of them combined.
It was all of them combined.
What did you think of that?
Yeah.
I enjoy being here on this radio station, talking to everybody around the world, and we've been having for a while there with the streamer. It was kind of slow, but boy, it picked up speed. They know we do this show, so I'm not sure on those times. It's 8 hours ahead of time, so
there are around 11, 12 midnight. People are partying out there listening to our radio station and all the cool things that we have. They probably were listening to that song. So, bringing music alive, I enjoy it. Don't forget, tomorrow, the big, huge event for the Dotsero release party, 14th album. Dotsero has been on fire in Denver. Just so you know, this is the Midas Touch album. Just for you,
This is it.
we're calling it. This one is the one that takes them into the ozone. They're going to be so sought after because of this album. This album is it's on fire, and you're invited down 5 to 8 p.m. over at Jazz at Jack's.
Hosted by Mr. Henry Archuleta
And
himself.
the Prodigy. The Prodigy is
Yeah.
going to be right there with me. Mr. DJ Jess,
I'll
the
be
Prodigy of Denver, and Pablo. Pablo.
You don't like that, bro.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I love calling him
I know,
Pablo. Pablo.
Mr. International,
Mr.
Paul Chavez.
Yeah, Paul Chavez said, I want to get down there too. So Paul, Steve Stalsey said, I want to go there too.
We're gonna have the whole KUHS crew there tomorrow. So
You make
sure
sure
come by. Yeah.
Have your Sharpies. We'll sign autographs.
Yeah.
We'll sign autographs. You can DJ Jess will sign all the autographs you want, and I'll hold the chalkboard or whatever you want. So next week we'll have another guest here in the studio. So I hope you enjoyed this Music Alive show with go ahead, Rivera. If there's anybody you want to say hello to and say hi to, do it so right now,
Let it
George.
rip, Jorge.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed myself, and we could go on, like you say, for hours talking about different things. But we do have a current project, and hopefully maybe they'll contact you and let me know if there's anything going on, because we're coming out fresh, with this sound, all original Latin rock sound. You love it.
That's
Three
what
guys.
we love,
Three
yeah.
guys. Three
It's
guys.
great, beautiful music, and it doesn't take much to surround yourself with an orchestra if you need be. So,
No, right. No. Hey, you got the money, honey. We got the time.
see, I knew that was coming.
Let's end it with. Let's go back in the day a little bit. Let's end it with one more of these songs. I think Latin Blood or Work Work Work.
Let's try Latin Blood. That features a lot of people. Have like Art Salcido playing keyboards. We have Kenny Congas. We have Ernie playing bass. We have just everybody playing something on this. And it was a creation that took us. The first cut was 20 minutes and it was all acoustic. And you ought to hear that. It's really something. But that's what we chopped it down to. Right?
Tonight, don't forget the Sheila E. Jeffrey Osborne concert. Tomorrow, don't forget Dotsero with their CD release party. It's been real. Thank you for joining us.
And don't forget,
I'm Henry Archuleta, and you are?
DJ Jess.
And I'll see you next
We'll
week with the
see you
DJ
next
Alive
week.
show.
With the DJ Alive show.
See you
we
next
forgot
week.
to do the top 20. Coming up next, the U.S. Top 20, the newest edition. Check it out.
Oh, you have it already?
Yeah.